What social media platforms do you use?
So personally, I use Facebook and Instagram. And then for work, I use a regional Twitter account.
Okay, how often do you use them?
So personally, I use Facebook daily. Instagram, maybe every couple of days I'll go on and look and see. I don't really post a lot on Instagram. I mostly follow my friends or businesses or celebrities. On Facebook, I'm often on Facebook. It's a great way to keep in touch with friends that don't live near me and family that we can't see right now because of COVID. Twitter, I use TweetDeck a lot, so I will go on maybe once a week and schedule some different tweets to go out to our regional accounts. I have 3 different regional accounts, so TweetDeck is a great tool for me to use to post things on there.
Do you ever worry about your privacy when you use them?
I don't worry so much now that you're older. When you were younger, you don't want to put a lot of things on there about your children because you never know who's looking at that. We go on vacation. I like to make sure that I'm not posting pictures while we're away so that people know that our house is unattended. I actually know somebody who was robbed and they believe it was because she was posting photos online when she was away. And so people knew her house was empty and it was taking advantage of the situation.
So you think that people are using social media for the wrong reasons as well?
I definitely think there are people who are using social media for the wrong reasons.
What do you think is going to happen in the future with situations like that?
Boy, I'd like to say that there is, a way that we can combat that. There's so many crimes out there, cybercrime being one of them. I see things online that look fishy all the time, too good to be true type things, click and bait. So, my hope is that law enforcement could find a way to combat that, but the reality is there's always people looking to take advantage of a situation.
Something that I think is crazy is with the presidential election, social media is like the biggest factor now, and I feel like, when you guys were younger, that wasn't the case at all.
Right.
It was probably just paper and stuff.
Right. I think news travels fast now, but also so does misinformation. So sometimes people are getting their information and, making their decisions on how they're going to vote or who they're going to vote for based on what they've seen on social media, and it may not be accurate. Rumors spread fast, and salacious stories sell. So I do think that in that aspect, we need to do a better job as a society of educating ourselves on the political spectrum and making an informed decision on who you vote for, not just based on what Twitter or Facebook or Instagram told you to.
Yeah. So you have a communications degree.
Mm-hmm.
What was there anything when you were in college that allowed you to connect with people that way, or was it all just?
No, we didn't even have personal computers. We had to go to the computer lab and you take a number to get a chance to even use the dot matrix printer. So yeah, social media definitely was not around when I was in college 30 years ago. I think that it's a great tool when used correctly. I think, back in my day, we wrote for the daily newspaper, or for the daily newspaper, for the weekly newspaper. Radio was followed a lot more back then, so we would do stories on the radio, news stories on the radio. That's how people collected their information. TV broadcast, television shows, and then of course radio and newspaper were pretty much the avenues that you had. And then you had your monthly magazines or your weekly magazines like Time and Newsweek and things like that. So it wasn't an immediate news cycle. So things may happen and you might not find out about it for a couple of days later.
Right.
Where now everything is immediate and it's all the time, 24 hours a day, looking for information out there and finding information out there.
And do you just plan on continuing using social media, or do you see yourself stopping anytime soon, or?
I do enjoy social media for the most part. There are days that you just kind of want to put the phone down and not look at it anymore because you're disappointed in what you see. But it is, like I said, it's a great way that I keep in contact with college friends, high school friends, people that don't live near me, but I can see what's going on in their life. I can see their photos. So I think it's great in that aspect. I've reconnected with people that I haven't talked to in a very long time because of social media. And work-wise, for my regional Twitter accounts, it's a great way to get information out there to people who don't follow our traditional press releases, newspapers, things like that. We have to adhere to all ages. And so in order to reach all ages, we have to use different platforms. Regionally, I only use Twitter. Now, on our statewide level, out of Harrisburg, we do use Instagram and YouTube and Facebook as well. So we do hit all of the major social media channels through work, but regionally, I control the Twitter account.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.